Xenoblade X is an extremely special and unique JRPG. I've been replaying this game on Switch and I'm having an absolute blast with it. Critics have highly praised this game as well, and many of you out there love it too. Some people, however, think that Xenoblade X is a steaming pile of hot garbage, and they are making some completely outrageous claims about the game. It's okay to not like the game for a valid reason, but the reviews I'm about to share with you will make it seem like X is the worst game ever created. So let's go on a journey together and dive right into some hilariously bad reviews for Xenoblade Chronicles X. We are going to kick off with Mr. Manfield's review. Xenoblade is the worst. World of Warcraft style combat that is somehow less fluid, a camera control that makes you feel drunk, and 96% of the first 2 chapters is boring cutscenes followed by this horrible combat. Just standing here watching my guy attack. Where Final Fantasy 15 was cool to where you were constantly involved due to fast cooldowns and avoiding enemy attacks so you can stay in the fight. This one goes total World of Warcraft where you get hit just because you're fighting, doesn't matter what you are doing. Only positive, the game looks nice for a Wii U game. Negatives, everything else. 3 out of 10. Wow, this guy is really not a fan of Xenoblade X. I feel like some of the criticism here is valid, but a lot of it is very harsh. And I don't think comparing this game to Final Fantasy 15 is a very fair comparison, as both feel very different to play. Laska Wolus has awarded Xenoblade X a 0 out of 10. Dude, this game is bad as hell. Controls are horrible, cutscenes aren't even good, and the voice acting is just awful. Can't believe I spent 20,000 pesos in this Jesus, 20,000 pesos. That's about £760, or for you Americans, that's nearly $1,000. That's way too much for any video game, but regardless, Xenoblade X should not be rated a 0 out of 10. That's just absurd. Starhow unfortunately thinks that Xenoblade X is deserving of a 0 out of 10 review score. Let's find out why. Sexistic, fascistic pile of digital garbage without music or story. A psychological bootcamp for which the consumer is supposed to play so they get what they want. One-sided trade without delivering anything for the money. Effectively shameless theft with lower motives of psychological conditioning the player according to the after work is at work agenda. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so confused by this review. Not just because there is a really good story and music in this game, but the rest of this review is just super weird. Like, what's going on? I'm not even going to try to dissect this one. Zephyr93 has some thoughts to share. Storyline was boring, characters were bland, and side missions didn't feel remotely interesting. One plus for the game was the world though. It was vast and interesting, and definitely gave this almost completely disappointing game something to show off. This is an MMO, not a great RPG, shame it was called Xenoblade. Stay away. 1 out of 10. Hydrazine has been a bit more generous with a 4 out of 10 review score. Let's see what they said. It's sad that this game is on the hands of Nintendo. Releasing a game of this level capped at 30 FPS is absurd. Also, the game is censored. Fun fact, there is apparently a 60 FPS mode that someone discovered hidden deep within the code for this game, so we might actually get a 60 FPS patch on Switch 2 later down the line. So maybe Hydrazine's review score will get bumped up a bit if that happens. Up next is Okai Asu's review, and they scored Xenoblade X a 2 out of 10. So much grinding, I thought I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater Space Edition. Fetch quests galore, kill this, kill that quests, and you know those giant robots that everyone talked about that look so damn cool? Hope you're ready to grind for 30 plus hours to get one. The multiplayer was overhyped, much like the rest of the game. Overall, very unsatisfied with my experience. To be fair, quite a lot of the points made are valid in this review, but I don't think it justifies a 2 out of 10 review score. That's like a score for a game that barely functions. I found the comparison to Tony Hawk Pro Skater Space Edition to be pretty funny though. As I was searching for reviews to include in this video, I came across lots of unbelievable unbelievably long ones that basically just try to dump on the game in any way possible. I can't include all of them in this video unfortunately, as otherwise we would be talking about bad reviews for Xenoblade X for much longer than I would like to, but I have decided to include Nyarlathotep's 1 out of 10 review for Xenoblade X. Brace yourselves. I could go on and on about all the reasons why this game is not a good example of a JRPG, but honestly, I'm so disappointed that I can't even bear to write about my awful experience. The plot is god awful, as if it was written by a pre-teen. The devs themselves said that this time a good plot wouldn't be the focus, but goddamn, it's like they did not even try. Shame on you, Monolith Soft. Characters are bland. There's not a single one that I cared about, and I usually tend to feel something about them even after playing a game for so long. The least worst one is Lao, who actually has a very interesting personality. That's it. Everyone else is a cliche with legs. Combat is not so bad, but has a of useless systems. I literally finished the game with 0 problems, and there's still battle elements I have no idea how they work. Even when you finally get your skills, big mechas, they don't really make battles that more fun. By the way, there's an online multiplayer in this game, but guess what? It's abysmal and no one plays it. OST is pretty average. What makes it bad is that horrible rap lyrics is extremely overused in the songs. I can't think of a single song without some guy rapping for no reason. It's like they put it everywhere because they think it's cool. It's really not. Please don't ever do that in a JRPG again. The graphics are bad. No, being a Nintendo game is not an excuse. Don't play it on a HD TV, seriously. It looks horrible. It looks so bad it hurts my eyes. I wish I was joking. And finally, the world map. Oh, the world map. How massive it is. How much I was hyped to finally explore it. Guess what? It's 90% of the world map has nothing to find. It's all there in plain sight. Oh, you wanted to explore and find secret caves? Too bad, here's empty fields to just pass by and fight a couple of monsters on the way. Okay, there are some caves and places to find here and there, but sadly, it's not worth looking for them. I explored and explored and explored and explored, but in the end, I'm sad to say that what I found was a huge waste of time. I gave this game a score of 1 out of 10 because that's how I feel after playing it. But in reality, it would technically be a 5 out of 10, but just because I play games for 25 years now and I know there are worse games out there. Still, I'm extremely disappointed with Monolith Soft, especially after Xenoblade Chronicles was such an amazing JRPG. They made me confused. I don't know what to expect of them anymore. I thought they were one of the few good JRPG developers still alive, but now I'm not sure. Anyway, in the end, I ranted way more than this game deserved. If you, reading this review, is a true RPG fan like me, I hope that you believe in me when I say that you should not spend any money in this game. I know I did, and I regretted every second of it. If you still want to give it a try, get it for free, rent it, have a friend lend it to you, whatever. Just don't pay full price for it, because it does not deserve your hard-earned money. Phew, that's a lot to take in from a single review. My personal highlights from that review was saying that all the characters were bland except for Lao, which feels like a very odd character pick. Saying that most of the soundtrack has a dreadful rapping guy over it, which, well, for one, there are many songs in the game with no rapping guy in them, and two, those rapping songs in the game are bangers. I also liked the part of the review where they were over-exaggerating about the graphics and how the game technically should be rated a 5 out of 10, but they still felt like giving it a 1 out of 10 anyway. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. What a roller coaster of a review. Our last review of Xenoblade X comes from Chauntler, and there is one particular aspect of the game they don't like. I want to like it, but the music is so abysmally terrible. I can't stand to endure it for long, and it's too loud. loud. No audio options either, so all dialogue and ambient sound is ruined. I'm deliberately lowballing this score in the hope that Monolith might just get curious and actually do something about it. I doubt there is time, however, and I'm sure they're just singing "I can't hear you, I can't see you" all day to themselves anyway. I know some people will argue that they like the soundtrack, but that's not the point. These long games need the option to turn it off. 1 out of 10. Wow, I can't believe Xenoblade X doesn't have any options to turn down the music. I mean, what kind of game would release without any audio options? That's completely disgraceful in my opinion. So there you go, that was 8 hilariously bad reviews for Xenoblade Chronicles X. But if you want to check out another one of my videos in this series, then why not head on over to this video on hilariously bad reviews for... Hey, wait a second, I'm not done promoting the next video yet. Stop, what are you doing? Are you crazy? Out of your mind? Turn me back up. No!